So, we're talking a lot about this arc of the next 20 years to 2040. So getting to 2050s, only another 10 years, although we're getting further and further out of off a plank of uncertainty. But when I look at the world right now, you think about the biggest challenge that we have faced in terms of healthcare, the cost of healthcare, the efficacy of healthcare, like curing people of cancer, all these things. But then even beyond that, and you think about food and having food that actually engenders health, having processes that keep us healthy instead of waiting to be sick, or even like more extreme things like climate change. Each one of these things have huge, or maybe even complete sort of fixes that will come from the bio side, whether we're talking about biopharma, we're talking about healthcare, or we're talking about engineering biology outside of healthcare. And I think 30 years is a really long time. It's a shift, equivalent to sort of thinking about what we have today in IT versus, the 90s when, we didn't even have iPhone is still years off. Like the basics we take for granted today are years off. I think so much of that will be addressed by then. I think we would have shifted to a sort of mentality for healthcare where we are keeping people healthy rather than avoiding them to get sick. And even when they do get sick, we'll be able to address it way more quickly and methodically and in a patient specific way. There's we had Anne Wojcicki on a podcast, and she spoke about it was a fun analogy. She spoke about almost like building a whole new city in the desert, like the way Vegas was a whole new city in the desert, and that healthcare and bio pharma and bio in general, there's so much that we need to build, but we have collectively, this community has a sense of what we are building, and it's going to take a long time, but by the time we build that new city, things will be just so radically different. And that, I mean, maybe the biggest change will be just our fundamental mindset of healthcare being healthcare rather than sick care.